All right. So one thing a lot of people seem to be complaining about is individuals that jump into Dormammu giant boss raid without being able to really carry their own weight. So what does that mean, and how do you know if you're carrying your own weight or not? Well, it might seem obvious based upon the percentage of damage that you do, but what I prefer to do is I prefer to do a calculation, which I will post below this video, that basically allows you to determine what your damage per minute is. So we are going to open this up to the public. I'm going to be running with my buddy Solar Wolf here, and we're going to see how much damage we can do. And here's a random person, and this person is not going to do a lot. The reason I know that is because the more you play this game, the more you realize which characters need to be tier 4, which characters can do it at tier 3 still, and which characters are just not going to do well. Moon Knight needs their tier 4. Just straight up, he needs it. If you don't have him tiered 4, he's not going to be able to produce enough damage, in my opinion. What my goal is to try to at least hit 100 million per minute, because Dormammu here, I think, has somewhere in the ballpark, I want to say 1.5 billion or 1.4 billion hit points. I believe it's 1.5. Could be wrong. But anyway, as soon as this gets started, I'm going to be using my Thor team here. He actually does pretty good. I think I do somewhere around 200 million per minute, roughly. And I know Solar Wolf's Magneto, he's going to be flexing here. I think he does closer to 400 million, as long as he doesn't have a disadvantage. So, all right, here we go. And I'll show you the math that I do, and I'll calculate it for you on stream here, and you can use this if you want. Some people don't care. I don't mind carrying people as long as they request it. Oh, I'm going to get some lag because I forgot to turn on my graphics. That's fine. We'll work with it. We'll do okay on our score still. But yeah, carrying someone when it's a friend, I have no problem. I have no problem if you do next to nothing. What I don't like is people, and I'm not trying to pick on just this one person here. I probably shouldn't have done that. I'm going to have to switch to survive that. This random person we're running with, actually they left. They didn't do anything at all. So we're not going to be able to show you a bad score. But pretty sure they were going to do a pretty low score just because of what I've seen from the game previously. Oh, I'm stuck in an animation still. Cool. All right, learned a little trick here from Wes and then Solar Wolf. Whoever attacks first is the person who gets sent off to the island. So if you don't, it's random. But if you attack, you're going to the island. And I found out why I'm always going to the island, because I'm always attacking here. Got my procs off here. Yeah, you see Solar Wolf just tearing it up. He's got much better cards than me. I'm sitting here on 13% Pierce. I'll have to check with him. I think he's closer to 16, 19 something. He's got a ridiculous amount. And very, very well built account. And for some reason, people don't realize all three of the characters, as long as you're barely touching the circle, you can survive this in one circle. You don't have to separate it out. But a lot of people do that anyway for some odd reason, so these scores are ridiculous. I think for really, really good players, I think a goal of 2 to 3 minute clear time is reasonable. If you're taking 6+ minutes to clear this, probably should reconsider whether or not you're running it. All right. Excuse me. So here's my math equation. This is what I like to do. And I'm going to calculate this for you on stream here. Oh, this person did do something. Still not worth calculating. So what I like to do is I like to convert everything to seconds. So if you want to use a calculator, you can use a calculator. I always do that. So you're basically going to take 2 minutes. You're going to multiply that by 60. So you're going to take the number of minutes that you cleared and multiply that by 60. Then you are going to add the number of seconds, because obviously you're doing minutes and you're combining them in a second. So this was cleared in 129 seconds. So that's going to be your number that you're going to divide all this by. So for Solar Wolf, we're going to take his score, which, by the way, if you add up all the numbers, actually we probably find out exactly how many hit points he has right here, because I don't think you can do more damage than hit points he has. But anyway, if you take 1 billion, 0, 5, 5, 0, 8, 4, because I can't do this in my head, 5, 3, 4. You are then going to divide that by the number of seconds it took you to clear. So divided by 129. That is going to give you your damage per second. Then you multiply that by 60 to get your damage per minute. And Solar Wolf, I will round up instead of reading the whole number. He did 491 million. 491 million. That to me, I've got this little chart I created on my Discord, which I'm going to pull up really quick because I don't have it memorized. In my opinion, if you were doing less than 100 million, you should not be doing GBR. Unless your friends are carrying you. Less than 100 million, you're just not doing it. If you're doing 100 to 200 million, you're doing your share. If all 3 people can do 100 to 200 million, you're in good shape. If you're doing 200 to 300 million, that's a good score in my opinion. 300 to 500 is awesome. That is like stellar damage, as you see Solar Wolf is in that category. And then if you're doing over 500 million per minute, you're basically a carry god and most likely a whale. So, yeah. Your awesome scores and your carry scores, you can pretty much carry other people, no problem. Let's find out how bad mine was. All right. So 370 572 267. Divide that by 129 because that's the seconds we cleared. And then multiply that by 60. 172 million. That's not too bad. Usually my Thor will score a little bit higher, but I'm going to blame the lag. I usually don't score much more than, even with my best characters, Thor, Doctor Strange, and Magneto, I'm scoring anywhere between 200, 250 mil. I don't really break 300 mil per minute for most of my characters. And then my other tier 4s only score about 100 to 150 mil. So I'm in that just barely able to do GBR. Something to keep in mind. So if you're going into GBR and you're doing less, you're kind of being a jerk and expecting randos to carry you. Do what you want with this information. I'll put the math below. Anyone in the stream want a free carry? Because these people are bringing trash. Like, they're not going to do anything. Maybe I should let them so you can just see how trash their stuff is. Even tier 4 characters, though, I've seen do less than 100 mil. There you go, tier 4 character. There's no guarantee they're going to do 100 mil per minute. Holy shit, I'm doing more than Solar Wolf. Yeah, tier 4 versus a tier 3. I still don't understand how Solar Wolf got such powerful cards. I wonder what causes 2 people to go off on the island. Again, share the circle. Look, all 3 of us in the circle, like I was saying earlier. And we all survived. You can share the circle. Share it. It's fine. Boom. Let's do the math one more time. Maybe I'll clip these 2 clips together. And I got my blast book. Sweet. Now I have 10 blast books again. All right. So again, we do 2 times 60 plus 23. Minutes times 60 plus seconds. 143 is our number. So with 143 seconds, we're going to take the damage dealt divided by seconds in the match and then multiplied by 60. So let's start with this Blaze guy. So 626, 606, 759 divided by 143 times 60 equals 263 million, because I round up. So 263 million for me. Not too shabby. Like I said, that that puts me just above, based upon the way that I like to categorize stuff. I think that puts me just above the doing my share to the decent range. I think I wrote this down too. Like I said, if you get to my Discord, I've got this all written down under the GBR channel. Let me just see what I wrote, just so I'm consistent in my assessment. So yeah, so 100 to 200 million doing your share, 200 to 300 good score. So I would consider this a good score. It's not great, but good. Let's see if Solar Wolf still made the good. He probably did. 5, 3, 7, 1, 2, 8, 9, 7, 8, divided by 143 times 60. He scored 225 million. So yeah, he's still in the good score category as well. Now, let's look at this last random person who also had a tier 4 character. 277, 1, 2, 3, 303. And then we're going to divide that by 143. We're going to multiply that by 60. And that is 116 million. So 116 million is doing your share. So they should absolutely, in my opinion, be doing GBR. That's a reasonable score. And note something. This is about as fast as we cleared last time, but Solar Wolf's character in the last match did 1 billion because he was doing 500 something million, I think it was, per minute. So doing that increased damage makes this a lot faster. And something that we forgot to do in the last clip was add all of the damage numbers together to see how many hit points he has. So 626, 606, 759 plus 537, 128, 978 plus 277, 123, 303 equals. This time it came up 1,441,180,040. So yeah, it's somewhere in between 1.4 and 1.5 billion hit points. So just to give you some context, but I will download both these clips and then clip them together and post it on YouTube. So thank you, Solar Wolf, for the additional data and playing through, because that makes it a lot quicker and easier for myself. And I got my book and the last of my souls, so I'm in good shape.